Hello, everyone. So today I want to talk about how I lost 70 pounds, even though I have hypothyroidism and other autoimmune diseases. So if you have hypothyroidism, you know that they tell us all the time that it's harder to lose weight and there's nothing that we can do about it. In fact, in the past, my doctors have told me to eat only 800 calories a day. And yes, I lost a lot of weight, but as soon as I started eating regular amounts of calories, all of the weight would come back. I got caught in yo-yo diets. I got caught in fad diets. I got caught in diets after diets, supplements after supplements. And I would always lose a little bit of weight, but then I would gain more weight back. And losing weight was always incredibly hard for me. And when I was first diagnosed with hypothyroidism many years ago, I magically thought that when you start taking thyroid medication, the weight would come off, but it doesn't. It doesn't ever really come off until recently. And what I want to talk about is how I managed to lose weight effortlessly without thinking about losing weight. And honestly, I was going through the steps I'm about to tell you only to make me healthier so that I could feel better. And in the process, I lost 70 pounds. It has not been hard to maintain. The weight has stayed off, and I'm feeling so much better because of it. So here is an older picture when I was at my most sick. You can see that I had a large amount of weight on me. I was extremely puffy. I had a very round, moon-shaped face, and I was retaining a lot of fluid. And here is a different picture where I don't even recognize my own face at this point. And it wasn't because I was eating extremely large amounts of food. Sure, I was probably indulging in some of the ice cream and some of the foods that we're not supposed to indulge in, but I was really eating like a regular person eats, but I just continued to gain large amounts of weight that I only later realized was more water weight and retention. Now, when I first set out on this journey, my main goal was to be able to walk because I was struggling to walk, not because of the weight gain, but because of lupus. And honestly, I was struggling to get through my days. I was extremely exhausted, fatigued, and I was struggling to do the smallest of tasks. And I set out to improve my health. And what happened is I did improve my health, but I also lost 70 pounds without trying to lose weight, which sounds crazy because I know you're probably a lot like me where we have to beg, borrow, and steal and pray and do a million things to try to lose 2 pounds. This was effortless. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So these are the steps that I took that have helped me lose 70 pounds without having to think about calories. I don't think about foods. If I'm hungry, I eat. So let's just dive right into the steps. First of all, you need to assume your digestion is no longer working. So let me explain. I had digestive issues that I didn't even know about. I didn't have reflux. I didn't have heartburn. I didn't have any indicators that I was not digesting my food properly. No indicators. However, I was not digesting my food properly in any way. I added HCl and enzymes to my diet, and I take them before each meal. And those supplements have helped, but you notice that they help the longer that you take them. So don't take them for a week. Don't take them for 2 weeks. Just decide that your digestion is not working and take those pills before every time you eat. And don't depend on any type of test to tell you your digestion isn't working because there are not any tests out there to say, hey, you're not digesting all of your vitamins and minerals and you're not digesting properly and you're going to be fatigued for the rest of your life. There's no test to really solidify what's going on. So just assume that it's bad at this point because you are autoimmune, and a lot of us with autoimmune, it starts with digestive issues. The second step is to assume you have vitamin and mineral deficiencies. So let me explain briefly. I had amino acid and vitamin deficiencies that nobody knew about, and I was running blood tests at the doctor's office, and they continued to tell me everything was fine. Don't worry about it. You have all the vitamins and minerals you need. Come to find out, I was extremely deficient in amino acids to the point that I was losing my ability to walk. The testing that they currently do is to see what vitamins and minerals are circulating in your blood. That doesn't tell us what your cells are able to use. So I managed to get my hands on a test that checked at a cellular level that finally pinpointed what I was missing in my diet. However, I could have saved myself a ton of time had I just assumed I have vitamin and mineral deficiencies and supplemented what I was eating. And then go back to step number 1, assume that you're not digesting your food properly and assume you cannot eat everything you need. You need a supplement to help you get all of your vitamin, minerals, and amino acids. And for me, that has been in liquid form. I am able to utilize it, and I know that it has helped immediately because the first sip of amino acid that I had energy that I hadn't had in years. Now, I wasted years of my life being sick, continuing to be sick, chasing doctors, begging for blood tests that only told us everything was fine. I wish I had just assumed everything wasn't fine and supplemented with my diet a long time ago. Quit chasing tests, quit chasing doctors, and get the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that your body needs to do daily typical tasks. The next step is fixing your sleep. My sleep was horrible. I was not paying attention to when I was going to sleep. I was a light sleeper. I never felt well rested. I had all kinds of sleep issues, but I never focused on trying to fix it. I take supplements to help me relax. I take supplements to help me sleep. And my sleep is still not perfect, but it is better and my health is better because of it. Now, I have noticed when I don't sleep well, I do eat a whole lot more that next day. So if you have poor sleep quality, poor hours of sleep, you're not sleeping enough, and the quality is really bad, you're going to eat more because your body is trying to keep you awake. The next step is removing physical and emotional stress. Let me explain the physical stress. For me, physical stress was pushing myself to clean the entire house, even though it would make me sick for the next week. That was physical stress on my body. Pushing myself, trying to work out because I wanted to lose weight, even though it was too stressful on my body. Now, those of us with autoimmune understand these stresses because that is when we have joint pain, muscle pain. We are extremely fatigued, extremely tired. And my doctor's great advice when I told him I was too tired to do anything was do it anyway, because you're going to be tired anyway. You might as well push your body through it. And because so many of us assume that we are lazy instead of just having an autoimmune condition, we continue to push our bodies through boundaries physically that we should not be pushing through. Now, I also mentioned emotional stress. This is an atypical day. You need to create boundaries so that you are not having emotional distress. If getting on social media is stressing you out, get off of it. If the news is stressing you out, quit watching it. If getting into fights with your loved one or significant others is stressing you out, create boundaries to stop this now. Our health depends on becoming as stress-free as possible, and that is physically as well as emotionally. And it wasn't easy. Creating boundaries to protect myself from stress was probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do, but it's also been one of the healthiest things that I've done. The next step is checking your blood sugar, even if you don't have an A1C that's getting higher. Check your blood sugar anyway. I wore a continuous glucose monitor for 6 months, and I monitored everything that I ate. I had issues when I was sleeping at night that I didn't know I had. I was having glucose spikes at night. I was having weird reactions to food that should not have been spiking my blood glucose levels. So my advice to you is assume it is bad until you know that it is good and fix it. Try to fix it. Investigate it. Take a look at it. I did the continuous glucose monitor for 6 months and I was shocked at what was causing glucose spikes. It wasn't the typical foods or the typical things that some of us are already aware of. It was things that I was not aware of. And insulin is one of the #1 hormones that keeps weight on us or makes it hard to lose weight. The next step is check all of your hormone levels. Go to your GYN or your OBGYN and ask them to check hormones. Hormones, even sex hormones, can make it very difficult to lose weight, and you need to know where you're at. For instance, I had extremely high testosterone that I wasn't aware of when I was battling PCOS. I've had low progesterone most of my life and had become estrogen dominant most of my life. Had I known these things, it would have been easier to lose weight if I supplemented what I needed to supplement to balance the hormones from what they currently were. Currently, I am supplementing progesterone. It has helped with anxiety levels. It has helped improve my sleep and a whole other list of issues. So check your hormones, whether you suspect something or not. Now, most of us assume because we have hypothyroidism and we're overweight, that all of the weight is due to being hypothyroid. But that really just isn't the case. In fact, about 5 to 15 pounds overweight is what is normally attributed to a thyroid condition. That means if you have more than 5 to 15 pounds to lose, there are other issues going on in your body that you need to investigate. I still have more weight to lose, but instead of concentrating on losing weight, I'm just concentrating on improving my health, and the weight is falling off effortlessly. And by effortlessly, I mean I'm not thinking about what I'm eating. Other than I'm not trying to create a glucose spike. If I'm hungry, I eat. I don't eat typical diet foods or anything like that. And I don't think about cutting calories or eating in a calorie deficit to lose weight. By fixing some of the issues that I mentioned today, the weight fell off without me even trying. And in fact, it fell off so fast that I thought something was wrong with me, but it was just going right for a change instead of being wrong. And I hear you on the struggles with hypothyroidism because I was there too. When I first was diagnosed, I was so hopeful that getting on thyroid medication would magically turn my weight issues around, but it never really did because I had a lot of other issues going on that was never diagnosed, never brought to my attention, and never mentioned at any doctor's office. I can remember losing weight one week and gaining 3 times that amount of weight the next week. None of that was normal. None of that was just, oh, you're eating too much, or oh, you're eating all of the wrong foods. All of it had to do with a system that was failing within my body. So it's not about eating a whole lot less, or you're eating way too much, or you're just eating and not thinking about it. There's something actually going on in your body, and it's time that we stop shaming ourselves and start looking at actual medical issues that are happening so that we can improve them. I hope that my health journey helps you in some way and that you are able to pinpoint what's going on in your body a whole heck of a lot faster than what I was able to do in mine. And I'll see you guys in the next video.